Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your Forest River XLR Micro Boost 335 LRLE fifth wheel toy hauler. I'm here to walk you around this to show you how to use a few things to get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A few things to take into consideration when you're parking. On your campsite over here, I want you to leave plenty of room for that awning to come in and out. On your off campsite, beside your slide, which is pretty thin, I also want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. Of course, leave room for the slide. Your power is going to plug in all the way back here, almost at the very rear of the unit, on your off campsite or your driver's side of your tow vehicle. Then your docking station is going to be on the other side of your slide. So park accordingly so you can utilize the facilities at the campsite. Once we arrive, unhook our hitch. We would do that with our landing legs. Put this storage back down here. Extend to raise this up. Retract to bring it down. Get your unit as level as you can. I do want to mention on these landing legs, of course, once you're attached, bring these up by pulling this out. Make sure that when you bring these down, that this post comes through this side of your leg to make sure that that's locked in there well. Again, get your unit level. Once you get unit level, next thing we do is stabilize it. On the rear of the unit here, you have power stabilizing jacks. Just going to come back here to hit extend. As I run them down, I'm going to recommend stabilizing jack pads. Jack pads are going to protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt, debris, hot blacktop in summer. That'll distribute the weight. Get a 2-pack of those from our store. See that runs on the other side, then over here is individual, run down this side. Get a 2-pack of those from our store and put them down underneath these. And extend these down just until you feel like you're going to lift the unit. Remember, our unit's already level. All we're trying to do now is stabilize it. So run these both down just until it feels like it's going to lift the unit and stop. Now there is a manual override. We got a hand crank in the storage I'll show you that you can manually override this if you do lose power. Once we got our unit level and stable, next thing we'll do is hook up our power and water. Again, our big long 50 amp cord plugs in on the rear here. Goes on with a pistol grip here. So it's almost as if you plug it in at 11 o'clock, turn it to noon, and then put your black washer on to lock that on. At the end of that 50 amp service, in your convenience pack, should you need it to plug into 30, is a 50 to 30 amp reducer and a 30 to 15 amp reducer to throw on the end of there in case you need to plug into a 110. It's power hooked up. Let's hook up our water. Docking station's up here in front of your slide. First and foremost, this water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in the unit. I always use this because you don't know what the water pressure is at different campsites. At camps, we're going to hook up to city water connection. Hook up your water pressure regulator. Hook up your hose. Go up inside. Open up this slide. Need you to get in there and open up all of your water taps. Get a nice steady flow of water going through them, all the air out of the lines. Shut them off. Come outside here. Do your hot water heater. This will lift right up off here. Make sure you turn on here. and then turn this up to max, or wherever you want your hot water heater at. And you're all set for campsites. Now let's say we're going to go camping and we're not going to use city water. We're going to go dry camping or boondocking. In that case, we'll fill up our freshwater tank. Again, use your water pressure regulator. Don't leave this unattended while you're filling it. Ready to tell this is full is go inside. When you check the levels of your black and gray tanks, there's also a freshwater button. Keep an eye on that while you're filling it. Once it's full, remove that hose, put that cap back on, and then whenever you want to utilize that water, you'll turn on your water pump. Don't turn on your water pump and hook to city water that's already pressurized. All right, we're all set up to camp with power and water. Let me walk you around the rest of the unit. Continuing here in this little docking station. Here's where you plug your cable in at the campsites. Satellite if you have one. Again, city water and freshwater fill. Down underneath here is going to be your low point drains and your freshwater drain. Right up underneath there's your low point drains. You have an outdoor shower here. There's your black and gray tanks. Talk about those when we leave the campsite. So fluid for your furnace. A couple things on that. One, make sure it's never blocked, and two, if you are running your furnace, steer clear of that. It does get hot. Black tank flush, we'll talk about that when we dump our black and gray tanks. Manual override for your slide is the one with the hook on it. Little wedge there. And then spare tire. This will bring down your spare tire. Propane's up here. Lefty-loosey to open. It's just a vent. Battery vent here. Speaking of battery, that is in here. Check your battery post every now and then. Make sure those haven't wiggled loose. The other side of your propane. Again, lefty-loosey to open. There's your regulator. Your big pass-through storage. Got awning here. We'll talk about that when I get inside. A couple of outdoor speakers here. You have a TV mount inside that you can actually take the same TV and bring it out here. Plug in cable. A couple of 110s here. Again, outdoor speakers for that. There's a vent for your garage. Push that out to get a little air in there in case you've got fumes. A leash link for your pets. We've got a fueling station. Again, our stabilizing jacks. A deck. We brought that down and washed it off. Show you how to set that deck up here in just a moment. The other side of our fueling, or excuse me, the other side of our deck is a vent. On your slide is a vent for your microwave. And that about covers everything out here. Go ahead and continue with your deck here. So for your patio, just going to bring out each side one at a time. It's velcro together up here. We'll unvelcro that and just run that out. I'll show you real quick. See how that doesn't come all the way. On both sides, there's a little silver button. Kind of hard to push and pull at the same time. There, we got it. That's going to pull that right into there and lock. And then this is just going to push out. Same thing over here. We're going to swing this all the way out. As it swings out, you see it doesn't come all the way. So just push this little silver button. Push the whole thing forward and that'll lock in. And hop down here. Show you how this will lock as well. And then our deck is quickly put up. You're prepped for a backup camera up there as well. Closing this all up, just reverse the process and everything. Push that in. Step on that to release that. Bring that till our silver button sticks out, which it does. And this will go back in. Same thing here, push that down. Hold it in. Find our silver button. Go. This should. Pushing this down. release that, push that straight back, and that'll fold over. Make sure you get this back up in there and Velcro that in to hold that nice and tight. And then we'll lift that door up. Coming up inside the unit, first thing I always like to point out is the fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows the fire extinguisher is located by the entry doorway in case of an emergency. To my left here is the vent I told you. Just give it a little push, that'll open that vent up for you, let air in there. Down below this is a solar controller by GoPower. I'm going to send you a completely different video on this. Your only concern here is to make sure that your battery type, once flashing, go to wet. Keep that on, get it all the way back around to wet again. And you are all set. Separate video on this to show you everything else about it. The whole purpose of this is to keep your solar panel from overcharging your battery. You are all set right there at 13.7. Got recliners that will strap down for travel. We'll tie down with straps. Tons of storage up here. We'll bring your bed down and show you how these fold up on the sides here shortly. You can leave that table down. Put your back flat cushions on there, and that'll make another sleeping quarters. You do have covers for all your windows over here, so nobody can peek into your garage. Continuing around the unit, you do have the TV mount here. Lift that up over there and put that on a television. It has the same mount you have outside, so you can take that same TV and hook that on outdoors as well. Cable 110 hookup for that. Lots of manuals in here. I'll look through it. If you have any appliances you think that you should register, make sure you do so. Fireplace, not just for looks anymore. I can turn it on and show you all the pretty colors, but the biggest thing is the heat. If it's chilly in here in the morning or evening, instead of wasting your gas, if you're hooked up to a campsite, turn on this heat and it'll get it toasting here in no time. Save your gas, use their electricity. There's the lighting here as well. Got a second on your microwave, show you that working. You have a fan and light above your cooktop. This glass top makes an excellent backsplash. Put that back there, turn on our panel light, turn that to light, turn on our sparks, and we should have flames here when the gas is turned. There we go. There we go. I thought I had the gas turned on for you. So give it a minute for the gas to get into the lines, and then we'll light up for you. Same thing on your oven. Open this up, turn that to your light. You can rock this down to be a panel oven light as well. Turn that to light, hit your spark here, that will light it, your pilot light, and then turn it to the desired temperature. Just make sure you see the pilot light before you turn it to your temperature. Coming over to our Furion fridge, controls for that are in the fridge, I believe. Yeah, right here. Down here in this corner is your 12-volt carbon monoxide propane detector. Reason I mentioned that's 12 volt, always running off your battery. So if you are out dry camping, boondocking somewhere, nothing plugged in charges your battery, use a battery disconnect to keep this from running your battery down if you're going to be gone all day. Over to my right here is going to be your breaker box and fuses. Got a ton of 15s in there. See a 30 as well. Highly recommend having some of those with you when you go camping. Lighting here as well. Heading up in the hallway here is our sound system. Turn that on, touch that one. You have to use indoors. Shut that off, you just hit outdoors. Turn them both back on. AM, FM, USB, Bluetooth, nice sound system. To my right here is our control panel. Here's where you see your brand new battery. Fresh and black and gray tank checks. Here's where you turn on your fuel pump, your water pump, your awning light, heat pads. Those are pads, 12-volt pads that are on your water tanks to keep them from freezing in inclement weather. Don't turn them on unless it's inclement weather and that you have water or something in those tanks. Living room lighting, ramp light for out back. Awning, on your awnings. You only want to run that out so you can see that flap fall down. If you hold that extend button down, that will continue to run itself out past that point and start to run itself up backwards. So keep an eye on it when you run it out. Make sure you don't run it out further than you need to. Let's run that in. Continue running that in. I'm going to mention up here is a smoke alarm. Don't forget to check your batteries every season. Awning comes in. Come up here to your thermostat. Hold that button to turn this on. And we're going to click through to cool. You got our AC to crank up. Hear that? Shut that off. Go around to off. Actually, I got to hold the button down to shut it off. Sorry, I'm trying to get used to these new thermostats. I just shut that off. I'll hold it back down to turn it back on. Go through to heat. Turn the heat up in here. Because furnace crank up. Shut the furnace off. Generally, it takes a couple of minutes for the furnace fan to cycle through before it shuts off. Coming up into our bathroom. Once you have your tank full of water, you can come up here and set your hot water heater on to the temperature that you want that. That's when you hooked up the gas. Lighting in your bathroom, 110 with GFCI reset in here. You have a hand crank open power exhaust vent as well. Now you got some plumbing underneath here to maintain. This is an access panel. Keep an eye on it. You're bouncing a house up and down the road. Check it more than you would your home. You also have a snap to snap your bathroom door in an open position. Make sure that stays there for travel. In our bedroom, we do have our own separate AC. Blast in here. Another TV mount, same as the other ones. It'll lift up off. You can move it outside. Put a smaller TV on this one. You can use that outdoors. So when you put a TV in here, run your digital channels scan for local channels. Make sure that green light is on. It's a digital channel enhancer and that'll allow you to pick up more channels. That about covers everything. You got a couple of 110s and USB ports up there. A little bit of storage underneath your bed. Access to your pass-through. Shut this off. See our heat just shut off, I was mentioning earlier. And quickly, let me show you how to bring down and put back up your top bunk. That's what I'm trying to bring your bunk down. Your hand on here, rear here. Put it all the way down. That will release your front. Okay, quickly you've got that. Now reverse the process, grab the front, lift it up. Grab our back, hand it here in the middle to keep that up top. And return your cotter pins. Alright, so close everything up. Come up here, I'm going to say doors and drawers. Walk through your unit, make sure all doors and drawers are closed. Nothing's going to impede your slide from coming in. Especially these drawers, we're going to catch it on our slide. Slide in. Slides in. I'm going to shut off my living room lights. Then I can see any of the lights I've got. They're just accent lights to shut off. Already did the bedrooms. Bathroom. Next to the unit. Now the biggest thing to remember on these stairs is you have this exterior door all the way open. Leave that door open, otherwise this will catch on it. Let's see how close it comes coming in. So set this up in there. Lock your handle. Before you leave the dump station, I say that in case you want to go inside, watch your levels as you're dumping. Make sure you lock and deadbolt this door. Lift and turn that handle for travel. If we are out boondocking, we're going to bring up our stabilizing jacks. Come around here, behind the tires there. We're going to dump that fresh water tank. Big white one right there. Pull that handle. Hook up our hitch and head on to our nearest dump station at Wine Home. For the campsite, unhook our power, our water, our cable. Bring up them stabilizing jacks. And head on up to the dump station. Got a 10-foot hose comes with your convenience pack. Hook it up and pull our black handle. That's going to be the one on the left. Once that sounds like it's no longer draining, go inside, check the levels of your black tank. If it shows it's empty, come on back out here, leave that black handle open, grab the hose at the dump station, and hook it up to this black tank flush. Again, emphasizing leaving that black handle open. Turn that hose on for a good 5 minutes and let that wash all that nastiness out of your black tank. When that's done, remove that hose. Make sure all the washout you just put in there has drained. Then close your black handle and pull your gray. Usually while my gray tanks are going, I'll get up underneath here and dump the low point drains right over there. Whenever done, and gray's done, close that up. Store your sewage hose in a nice, convenient, and sanitary place, and head on home. Again, thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this boost for many years to come. Happy camping.